funny because I wrote the lyrics for it like on their own, like in 2016 on the way back from Longitude with my brother. We were on the bus, and I remember like coming home from the festival and being like, "Oh man, imagine I tried to rap," which was kind of funny. But yeah, kind of came from that. Like I was sitting on the bus, I was listening to J Dilla mixtape, and one of them came on. It was like the number 2 or 3 or something like that. I was just listening away. I just opened the notes app on my phone. I started writing it, and like that, like opening line of the verse came out first, like the "put my cornflakes on the counter." I was like, then I went back and wrote the hook, and just started like talking about breakfast at the end. And I was like, oh, like I can't rap, like so I put it away. I was in like 5th year maybe at the time, maybe 4th year. I was like, oh, I can't rap, like I can't do that. It ruined my street cred. But yeah, so I just like went home, downloaded that J Dilla beat, and I just recorded it, and I was like, nah, that's grand. Saved it anyway, and like bounced it out a few days later, put it on SoundCloud, put it on private, and left it. And then I was going through my SoundCloud, like, must have been January, like this year, so like 2019, and I came across it, and I was sitting with Danica, and I was like, why didn't I like release this properly? And then I kind of like was like, oh, I couldn't put my voice on it. Like Afraid of Money was like the first time I put my voice on anything, and it was a bit like low key, like it was underneath the instrumental. So then I was like, no, look, I'll redo the beat just for the crack and actually like, make the beat, because obviously I'm not going to use a J Dilla beat. And like that's where it started. Just made the beat, and it was really quick. Like I made it in like 3 days or something, like the whole thing, and then the rest was just mixing after that. So I feel like when it happens faster, I don't get sick of it as easy, so it's grand. It was actually the beat first, because I remember the instrumental that I wrote the lyrics to was like really like, it was like 4/4 kind of thing. So it started with the beat. And there's like this funny, if you listen, there's like the little like reverse kick, which like adds a really cool balance to it. J Dilla had it in as well, but I didn't quite do it as good as he did, but it was still pretty cool. It, like lifts the kick, it's so cool. And that's actually me playing hi-hats as well, which was pretty sweet. I did an old recording in my office back at my parents' house, and I just literally cut the hi-hat out of it, looped it. So that's me playing the actual drums. Real music, man. I think after that it was, after the beat, it was actually, I remember finding this guitar loop in a sample pack I had, and it was like, I couldn't find the actual one now for the life of me, but it chopped to that, because it was that like, there was this weird like jazzy, like noodly kind of thing that I wanted to kind of replicate. Like I heard it in a lot of the Q-Tip music and like Tribe Called Quest and Wu-Tang and that, and I really wanted to replicate that like old school like dusty MIDI guitar sound. Not like MIDI like electronic, but like mid-range. And it like, I don't know, I was searching for samples for ages, and that was the kind of one that worked the best. Like I pitched it up and pitched it down, just gave it more bass. And then that was kind of where we started with like that and the drums. And it was that on its own for quite a while, and I actually copied and pasted, because it was going to be a draft, like I wasn't actually going to do anything with it, and I actually copied and pasted the hook that I recorded in 2016 and just dropped it straight in.
Reach the burn, tables to turn. Work hard while you're young till you crash and you burn. Don't stress and don't flex to them corporate operators. Cancel your phone, but get a bone.
Don't try and sample this, please.
Work hard while you're young till you crash and you burn. Don't stress and don't flex to them corporate operators. Cancel your phone, but get a bowl, eat your breakfast.
Yeah, that's like the exact recording from back in Waterford. I just exposed my stems, so if anyone remixes me, they must pay me. What came after? I didn't record the verses for a while. I think after that, I went into college and was like, Hugh, who's my bass player in my live band, I was like, give me some fat bass. And he recorded, we did a few takes. And it was funny because when we recorded that, it was actually that lick at the end, which I really love. It's like my favourite part of it. Maybe this one? No, it's this one. It was like my favourite part of the whole thing, and he did that like first when we sat down to record it. And we kind of put it everywhere and anywhere, but that seemed to be the best place to put it. Sound of class in the end. What else is there? Or is this a little shaker? Or a little like offbeat thing? Pretty boring. Record static, of course. Oh yeah, that little. There's a little vocal sample, which is this. That you hear throughout, like in all the choruses. And originally, actually, see if I drag it out, will it work? It's gonna be here now. Originally, this was the intro to the whole track. And then it started, which would have been pretty. It was kind of good at the time, I suppose. But the more I thought about it, the more, one, it was kind of cringy, and two, I didn't want to sample it and end up in trouble. So I left it out. But I chopped it to that, and it ended up being pretty cool. It fits in nicely.
Work.
The verses, then, there's all those little telephone sound effects and stuff. But the verses, this verse.
Conflicts on the counter. Turn on the radio. Take a second to reincarnate my previous.
That whole verse was recorded again in 2016. I just dragged and dropped it because I like the tape. But the second verse.
Listen near the button that we blow up. Taking down to do my heads and get some butter throw up. And you know what? Not too much.
Was recorded in this very room. That I want to say like the whole thing was kind of made in this room. Bedroom producer like. But yeah, it was like built from the ground up. Like I kind of took it and like pulled it all back and built it back from the first kick drum to the 2016 vocals and built it to what you listen to today, which is pretty cool. And there it is. Everything you hear on its own. Please don't remix me. Deconstructed, baby.